Okay, in our last video I was just about to enter the fog. I had picked up an item, and that's where we'll pick up in this video. I'll actually go through the fog here, and this video was pretty exciting to me. I realized at this point I was reaching the end. When I got through here at the very start of this area, I wasn't really sure what to do because I wanted to hit stuff. That's what I had been kind of trained to do so far, to see if there were any items, and there weren't any for me to hit, so I was kind of confused. The last time I saw boulders, they had been rolling down corridors at me, trying to kill me, and so I was wondering if I should get rid of these. I saw there were a lot of two things: one, birds, and two, enemies down this little passageway here. So I thought I would try to take them all on one by one. That didn't happen, as I realized that most of them were ranged some way or another, and so I took a bit of damage there. One of the arrows that was shot at me went back behind me and broke the barrier there where all those boulders were, so instead of hurting me this time, they hurt my enemies, which was cool. I was able to go down and pick up a few items here. I saw in the distance the dragon there with its tail flicking, and I was wondering, am I gonna fight that? Is that just there for, like background decoration? It made me kind of nervous, but I ignored it. It wasn't really anywhere near me. It didn't seem like it was gonna do anything to me. I finally found something that I could hit. Demon Soul is making me out to be a violent character here. But I wanted to get a look at that thing. Went on here. At this point here, I am talking to Kuro a little more, telling him that I see a dragon off in the distance and stuff, and he's a little slow to respond. He's doing his own thing also. He's telling me that I've reached almost the end, so it's encouraging to me. I come to this little place here and see this guy, and there's two of them, so I have to take a minute here and dispose of them. As I had said before, I don't really like spearmen. I'm not fond of ranged melee, if that makes any sense, but was able to get past them here. And up ahead, I found something kind of neat. It showed again the kind of rigged thing, as I said before, of enemies just doing the same actions that they were programmed to do. They aren't really being independent thinkers, and I didn't really expect them to be. They're, very generic AI, but I'm typing here again. I'm going up here, and along this bridge I see that there's a lot of them, so I'm thinking here, if I really want to go down that place. I didn't really want to go down the other hallway because that was in the direction of the dragon, and I saw a flicker of that just off in the distance right now. Wasn't too sure what that was until that showed up, and it was kind of neat. He's there, and it spooked me a little bit, but he didn't do anything, so I didn't think much of it. I thought, okay, whatever. I spammed my keyboard. I wasn't really sure what to make of that, but he didn't do anything, so I didn't know what to expect. So my plan still is trying to figure out how to get past all of the guys down there on the bridge. Wasn't really sure how to do that. Thought that maybe I would try to do it one at a time, kind of like I did in the other little narrow passageway. And then something pretty cool happened. You can see the dragon over there flying in, and he comes in pretty quick. He probably is psychic or something. He sees all these guys here, and clearly it's this an invasion of his territory, and so to my surprise, he wipes them all out. It was one thing for me to see some guys throwing fire bombs at each other down the stairwells a couple of videos previous, but this was totally different. The dragon completely destroyed several of them, and he came back here and did it again. As if he was trying to make sure that the job was done. He didn't get all of them, as you'll see here in a couple of minutes, but he got most of them, and so that was free souls for me. I didn't have to do any of that. He did it all for me, or maybe she. Very convenient, but also a little shaken by it. Wasn't really sure if that was the boss, so at this time I was trying to figure out if I could fight it, because I had run out of arrows yesterday, and so from the get-go today, when I started this run through this first level, I didn't have any ranged weapons or attacks available to me except for fire bombs, which I had found maybe 4, 5, and I had used a couple of them already. So I wasn't really willing to part with them, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna go in and get some items here, and these guys came in, so I was kind of leery since the dragon had been here just a minute ago, and I didn't know how soon it would be until it came back, and there it is. So I backed off. This guy here in front of me, I thought he was going to get away. I was disappointed for a second, and then he vanished. So didn't have to worry about him anymore. Dragon got a good look at me there. And apparently it'll come back a couple of times. So I'm really freaking out a little bit. I'm thinking, you know what, I don't want to die. I've come this far. You know, I escaped the spear guy. I've made it through the fogs a couple of times and gone to the next place. And now here's this dragon, and I didn't know that this wasn't the boss. I won't be covering the boss today in any of these videos. There's 6 parts to this. None of these parts have the boss. But I thought that this was the boss, and I didn't know that it wasn't, so I was trying to figure out, asking Kuro, like, can I defeat it without ranged items? And he was like, oh, you need 300 arrows, and I said, I don't have any, so I decided, you know, I'll just go explore a little bit and see what is down here. Maybe it's something else. So I went down this hallway, looked, there were no enemies waiting for me, and no surprise, because right there are the dragons, and there are some steps down there. I did not go down there. I didn't really want to find out what was down there. What I was afraid of is that that would be where I would fight the boss or fight the dragon, so I just decided to skip out on that. But anyways, I went back and I decided that I needed to find some way to get past the dragon. So, oops, got a text here. As I'm going through, there was one other thing that I did want to do before I went and fought the dragon, which was, at this moment, what I was deciding to do. I wanted to get another piece of armor, because I had collected just enough souls to do that, so I was going to go back to my friend, Golem, and get another piece of armor from him, and give myself a boost in that, because that would help me quite a bit. So I actually like the design of the dragons in this game. I've seen a lot of games where dragons are excessively bulky, they're kind of squarish, very muscular, very big, spiky, and then there are other dragons, such as the eastern ones, or I'm sorry, the western ones, that are more slender, more elegant, almost too slender, much more serpentine in appearance, and this one kind of balanced it out pretty well. The dragon still looks strong, he still looks muscular, intimidating, without looking too pretty for what it is. But anyways, I got back here to Gollum the Merchant. I guess that's going to be his name. And picked up another piece of armor. I decided to forego on the helmet because the gauntlets gave me more armor. I couldn't afford the coat, but I was able to pick up a bit more armor. Anyways, thanks to the dragon helping me out, killing all of those enemies, so I was able to pick up souls, which is what I needed to buy this. So I'm equipped much better, more armor, a little more health than when I first started this run, and kind of feeling a ambitious, I don't know what you want to call it, just a front, a do or die. So picked up my armor, it's the best I can do, and I'm gonna go face the dragon, however that ends up. Later on, I dropped some more stuff here that I didn't need. Later on, I found out that I didn't have to face the dragon, for which I was very, very happy, because I don't think that would have ended well. found out the boss was something else, and I was actually much closer to the finish than I thought. I have a little problem here with directions. Seeing that I just dropped another set of items there, I finally figured out where to go to get back. Looks like I didn't learn the passageways very well here. This is a courtyard down there. But anyways, I was glad I didn't have to fight the dragon. What I was told is that along that bridge there, and it looked like the dragon was kind of set in the distance that he would go down there, swoop down, blow fire along the length of the bridge for so far, and then he'd come back around if he were still there and do it again, and then he would come back and fly off. So what Kuro told me is that I could make a run for it across the bridge, that I could wait to see him fly off, finish his attack, and then I could break for it, run across the bridge. And I haven't really done a whole lot of actual running here. The character is set to run a little bit all throughout the game, but she's not actually running right now. You'll see me run across the bridge. So I'll do that here, but I'm still a little nervous. I don't know if I'll make it, but I figured, nothing else to do. So there's actually two dragons. There's one there, and then there's the second one that comes down onto the bridge. So my next goal is to figure out how to get past that. And it turned out it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. The game seems to be more about timing than anything else, and I guess once you've got that down, it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. But here, I kind of just test it out. I'm not actually going to run across the bridge yet. I'm seeing if the dragon's really set in that pattern like I thought it was. Wanted to see what he did. He came down, breathed fire, gave him a little challenge there. He doesn't take the bait, so I have to go out again here in a second, see if I can lure him back. So basically anytime I come up to about this spot here, he pops out off of his perch and decides that he's going to come and breathe fire down and burn everything up. So based off what I had seen earlier, I thought that he had already destroyed all of the enemies that there were. So much to my surprise, later on when I'm able to get across the bridge here, there's still a couple of guys down there left. But here he is, here he comes. And he is not very subtle about it. He comes in, and so this is pretty much my last test. I'm going to see what he does, and then after he leaves, I actually make the break for it. I run across the bridge, but there he goes, and then looks like he wasn't coming back, so I ran. So you can actually see how the character runs now, and my stamina is depleting. But here are these guys, and I didn't expect them to be there, but I knew that the dragon would come back soon. So I just decided to ignore them. I went past and rolled, and thought that maybe I could go down here or something. It looked like there was a dead end. This guy followed me around the corner, so I had to punish him for that. He wasn't allowed to do that, and he tried it anyways. And this actually rattled me, literally. The vibration was very strong, and I couldn't see around the corner, so I didn't know if the dragon was still there. I was trying to peek. It didn't work very well, but I found that the dragon had taken off again. So I was at another point here where the dragon, didn't sense me or whatever. He wasn't triggered to come out. So I'm just looking around trying to figure out, if there's anything left out there. It didn't look like anything was coming to attack me. But there's a dragon again, so he's right in front of me, which was kind of nerve-wracking. He was pretty loud, and he went and did his thing, so this time I'm watching it from the back. These two guys here, I thought should have been dead already, should have been burned up, but I'm pretty close in here. So I realized that they're not getting hit for whatever reason, and so my thinking is I'm not going to get hit either, at least by the dragon. So what I'm going to do is wait for the dragon to go right there, and then I can go and kill these guys. And it was kind of comical to me. comical in that these guys, they're standing there, and this humongous dragon comes out and starts breathing fire right over their heads, and they just stand there completely unperturbed, like they don't feel it, they're not hot, they're not scared, absolutely nothing. So it is my duty to eradicate people of such composure. I had gone in and gotten rid of them. And after this, you will see the last part in part 6, and I will show you up until the boss. See you then.